Hello and welcome to the Cisco support community. Today we present a live Ask the Expert event inside Cisco Live and Networkers Virtual. During our event today, our expert will be answering your questions on Cisco's software download website. My name is Daniel Gerson and I'm the content manager for Cisco Live and Networkers Virtual here at Cisco. Our expert joining me today is Oscar Bauer, Manager of Technical Support for Software Downloads. Oscar will provide insight on how to make the best use of the software tools and website features that will streamline your software download experience. Welcome, Oscar.
Welcome, thanks.
Now I'd like to briefly outline the format for today's Ask the Expert event. Oscar will start with a short presentation on Cisco's software download website for the first 25 minutes of the program, and then we will dive into the live question submissions for the remainder of the event. During our live presentation, you may submit a question to be answered by Oscar and a team of technical experts using the submit box on the left side of your console. Simply type your question and press submit. To see the latest questions and answers during today's presentation, be sure to click the refresh button just under the slides. You can scroll up to see previous answers in the Q&A box. The team of technical experts is well versed in Cisco's software download website, so please start posting your questions now to give us the best chance of answering them. We'll be asking polling questions during this webcast, and we encourage you to participate by answering them. Now let's get started with today's event. Let's start with a polling question for the audience. How often do you use the software download site for research or to download software? Once a week, once a month, once a quarter, or annually? Take a moment to answer. Now I'd like to hand the mic to Oscar, who will provide insight on Cisco's software download website.
All right, thank you, Dan. Hello, everyone. I want to start by saying welcome and thank you for joining us for the software download event. I'm going to cover several parts of the download area and point out features that we've put on the site to make easier. I'm also going to point out new features that we've added recently to the site. We often get lots of requests from users to improve our search and navigation across the website. So I'm going to cover both of those areas in detail. We'll also talk about selecting software, downloading single or multiple images, some of our personalized features, and some of the upcoming changes that we're going to be making to the site. To get started with the navigation section, there's been some recent changes on the Cisco.com page to help you with your navigation. Based on the user behavior and data research that we have, we've observed that users will either come to the site focused on a task or come to the site with a product in mind that they want support with. For that reason, the new, larger download support menu that we've added gives the ability for you to look up support by a product by using the product finder, or if you know the task that you want to complete, you can select any of the tasks on the right-hand side. In this case, we're interested in the download software task. We know this is the highest task that is used by all our users on the site, so we've put this at the top of the list for everyone to easily select. Once you've selected the download task, you're taken into the download area. Within the page, you can find software by product category. You can also use the search capabilities that we have for our software search application to assist you with software searches. This is a different search. It provides you only information to our software data. There's no documentation in here. There's also not any marketing material. This is just going to give you software results that are available to you. In addition, we have a new software search plugin that I will discuss later in the presentation in more detail. In addition to the search, we also provide several tools to assist in software research. These give the ability for you to sign up for notifications, research software, and other things. The two most common tools that we have that are used are Software Advisor and Bug Toolkit. Software Advisor allows you to research software features, look up hardware and software compatibility information, and research the features within a particular iOS or CatOS release. The other is Bug Toolkit. which allows you to research bug information, see where which releases bugs are resolved in, determine which bugs apply to which different hardware, etc. We also provide the common questions that we receive from customers in our FAQ on the site as well. This gives you the ability to look at information of why do I have to register? Which browsers are supported on the site? These are common questions that we try to provide customers so that they can get those answers quickly. Moving on to the download section and continue with the navigation. To download software from the main page, select a category for the product that you're interested in. This takes you into our tree-based navigation interface. If you know where the product is located in the tree, expand the folder and select the product that you're interested in. What we find in some cases is that users are not familiar with the terms or sometimes struggle to locate a product. So we've combined the search and navigation feature by adding our own product finder here. In this case, the 7613 has been chosen, and you can see that once you've searched on this, it'll basically expand the trees and give you a list of the products and where they're located. Select those and highlight those for you to easily select. You can also expand the complete an entire tree if you wish to. This will give you the complete list of products. You may want to do this if you're looking to see if other products are in the same area, or if you're just trying to learn how the products are grouped within this within the structure. Once you've selected a product, you will see either two things. There will either be more hardware that needs to be selected prior to being able to download, or you will see the software for the model that you've actually selected. In this case, we're using the 7613 as an example, which has an additional hardware that must be selected before the software is actually displayed. For example, the Supervisor 720 runs a specific set of iOS software that may not run on one of the other line cards. So once you've made that choice, you will then see the software that runs on that specific piece of hardware. If at any point you want to validate what you've selected, or you want to choose another option, you can simply look at the breadcrumb that's at the top of the page to see the path that you've navigated from and the items that you've selected. The breadcrumb can also be used if you wish to change your product or your software type that you selected, or at any point that you chose to download something and you want to go back and add another item. You can always use the breadcrumb for navigation without having to hit the back button several times. This covers the download task navigation. I'm also going to cover navigation from other areas of the site. You can navigate from the main products and services area of our website. You can navigate from the support area of our website, all based on the product information to get to your software. Since we do get a lot of customers that come in from the product pages, I do want to cover this area in detail as well. To navigate from the product and services area, simply select a product and navigate to the desired product page. Once you're on the product page, you'll see that we have a support module. This support module has a URL within here that will allow you to select the software. Sticking with the 7600 series and 7613 platform, you can see that once you've selected the URL, you're taken into the same navigation that was demonstrated before. The only difference here is that since we were on the 7600 series page is that you will see that we were brought over at that level with all of the modules underneath highlighted that need to be selected. If you would have selected the 7613 model from one of the marketing pages, you would have skipped this step entirely and been taken to the next step in the download process, which would be to see your software or additional hardware. This concludes the navigation portion, and Dan, I'm going to hand it over to you for a polling question.
Okay, thanks, Oscar. Let's stop for a minute and take a look at the results from polling question number 1. It looks like an overwhelming response for once a quarter. Let's move on to the second polling question. How do you typically find the software you need? Using the search function or using the navigation function? Take a moment to answer. Okay, Oscar, back to you.
Okay, thanks. In the previous section, I mentioned the search browser plugin earlier. I want to go ahead and cover this now. The browser plugin is something new that we've just put out on the site as of January. It can be installed on several browser types. So we support IE7 and above, Firefox, and Google Chrome at this point. The benefit of this is it provides the ability for you to be able to search for software anytime if you choose to. You don't have to navigate to our site, you don't have to bookmark the software search application, or you don't have to come to the main software page to do your search. Just simply enter in your search string and get the results in your browser. We're seeing that customers like this new feature based on the increase of usage as the users become more familiar with the plugin. Double. Okay, moving on to the search itself. So now I want to cover the Cisco.com search. You can see for software there's several ways to search. You can either search by using a product name, search by using software data. If you search by product, you'll see the software download results for the actual software result in the search itself. This will be a product page where if you put the product information in here and select this, this will take you over to the tree-based navigation that you saw before. Or if you do not see a search result here, we've also have the option where you will see the product pages that will be displayed. Something new that we have just added this last week to improve the search results is the task list for the specific products. So at the bottom of the product page result, you will see that there's new download software tasks, troubleshooting, and others. The software download still being the primary task that customers use, we have put this in the front of the list as well. If you search by product or some other data, this may still not give you a detailed enough result that you're looking for. There still may be a lot of information still in the search results that you'll have to filter through and look through. But you can filter those search results further by selecting the download software task, which is on the left-hand side as one of the filter options. Once you've chosen this filter, this removes all the non-software results, and you can see that the filter is set at the top of your screen and on the left-hand side. If you need to go back to the prior results to get to any installation guides, release notes, or other documentation, you can simply just uncheck the filter and get the full results of your full search results again. Another way that you can search is if you know the image name you're looking for. This will give you the most exact match and will be the most accurate search result for your software. You may see one result or multiple results. This will depend on whether the image runs on several devices or is available for different product types. If you don't know the image name that you're searching for and you are searching for a release of a specific feature set and a specific type of software, you can also do this as well. In this case, I chose the iOS release, the iOS release number, the feature set name to search, and you can see that this provided several search results with that information. This can also be used if you're looking to see if there's a new release for a product that you're wanting to find. Quick and easy way to do that. Now that you've searched and navigated to your software, I want to cover selecting your software. The next section is really looking at the different ways that we display the information here for your selection. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the releases listed with the latest releases on top, and you can find all the other releases in the folders below. Once you've selected a release, the information on the right-hand side of the page will populate, and you'll see useful information like release notes and other installation or other data. The release notes are something that we always encourage the downloaders to read and be aware of, because the release notes contain added features, bug information, installation notes, and other important information that it's very crucial to know before installing the software. Every software image also has attributes which include image name, memory requirements, a description of the software, file size, and additional information like certifications as well. All these are essential in choosing between the different images, so we provide this information here. If you're not sure which features are listed, or features are included in a specific iOS or Catalyst release, or you want to know the difference between two images that are listed here, you can use the View and Compare feature that we've added to the site as well. Simply check next to the image that you wish to choose and hit the View Compare option. If you select one image, you will see a list of all the features displayed for that specific image. If you select two images, you will see not only the memory information, the image name, and the file size. You will also see the unique features at the top of the list. As you can see on this case, the image on the left has unique features, the one on the right does not. At the bottom of the page, you will see a long list of the common features across both of the releases. Once you know which image you want to download, you can either download it now, or you can add it to your cart. If you want to download multiple files, or are just doing research and want to save a file for when you return to the site, you can do this at any time in the process, either on the compare page or on this page as well. To download multiple images, simply use the Add to Cart button. You'll notice that once you add the images to the cart, this will increment your cart and allow you to continue to navigate around the sites. We've added this feature per the request of our customers. With larger networks that may need to download 10 to 20 or more images at a time when doing upgrades. To access the cart, you can either simply select Download Now on your last image that you wish to download, or you can simply click on the cart icon above to access your cart. Once you're within the cart, you will see the number of images that you've added to the cart on the top left. There is also additional information such as the MD5 checksum and additional router checksums and field notices, etc., and other documentation that can be available for each of the images. To gain access to this information, simply click the plus sign next to the image and this will expand and show all the related information below. If you realize you've selected the wrong image or no longer need to download the software that you've added to your cart, or have a new release has come out and you have an older release in the cart you don't wish to download anymore, you can simply use the Remove button to remove the image from the cart. If you wish to add more or proceed with your downloads, scroll to the bottom of the page and you'll see those options in the bottom. When you get to the download process, you have two options and two different download managers that we offer. The first is a Java-based download manager. This will come up in a pop-up window and allows you to download all your images automatically to a saved location. After you've selected the download manager option, you'll be prompted to save the location on your computer. It'll ask you, if you will allow the Java applet to run on this for you to save this location. And once you've done that, once the location has been selected, the images will start to download to that location. If for some reason you need to stop your downloads, you can use the pause, resume feature, or even cancel if you wish to cancel a specific image. If you determine that you don't want to download any of the images that are in your cart, you choose the Cancel All Downloads at the bottom left as well. As your downloads are progressing, you can view the status of the results at any time. In the center section of the page, you can see the image that is currently downloading and its current status. And in the bottom next to the images on the right-hand side, you can see the progress of all the files that are being downloaded in your cart. The other option that I discussed earlier is the non-Java option. Most of our customers can run Java in their networks and in their environments. However, some are not allowed to, and this can either be based on policies or security reasons, or Java is not allowed. For that reason, we offer both options. And when you select the non-Java option, you'll be presented with a table of all the images that you have added to your cart. One thing that is very different from this use is that when you've added an image to your cart, or when you've selected the non-Java option, all of the images that you've added to your cart will be removed once you come to this page. Whereas with the Java option, you can cancel, pause, resume, cancel all, and come back at a later time, and those images will still be in your cart and available for you to download. If you choose the non-Java option, as soon as you come into the non-Java area, it will remove all the images from your cart. To download the software, simply select the download URL next to the images, and this will ask you where to save the image itself. Choose the location, and the file will start to download. You'll have to continue this process, selecting each one until you have removed all the images from your cart. The next section I'm going to cover is looking at our personalized changes that we've made to the site. So with the addition of the, one slide here. The next section, one thing I do want to cover is the feedback form that we have on this page. This is actually something that we take a lot of pride and actually want to hear from our customers. So this is why we provide this feedback form here, so that customers have the best opportunity to provide feedback to us. This helps us make changes and improve the website, so it's very crucial that you take the time to provide your feedback, tell us what works for you, what doesn't, what we can do to help out, and how we can improve our site to make the experience better for all the customers as well. So now moving to the next section. So we've made some personalized changes, and you'll notice that those have been added with something on the right-hand side called My Cisco. In addition, you will see at the top of that list there's also another URL up there called My Workspace. And that's basically taking the My Cisco and expanding this out to a complete page, allowing you to view those components directly in a larger screen. So with the addition of those items, you can take advantage of different things that we've added. For example, we know that customers want to receive alerts, notifications on certain events, or whenever software is updated. For that reason, we've created Cisco Notification Service. And Cisco Notification Service allows you to receive updates on new software upgrades, new software updates, retired software, advisories, and deferral notices. You can see this information in the backpack, or in the My Cisco area, when you expand this out and expand the Cisco Notification Service area. You can also access the Cisco Notification Service directly through our Tools and Resources area on the left-hand side here of this page as well. In addition to this, we've also added software alerts within the My Cisco area and the workspace. The software alerts keeps track of your previous downloads that you've made on the site and shows you if a newer version of the image is available for you to download for that specific product and the specific software that you've downloaded before. You can also see if you've downloaded quite a few images in the past, there will be a long history that won't show up in this small window. So if you wish to see all, simply select the See All in the workspace or in the backpack from the drop-down, and this will take you to a See All listing page. accessing the complete list allows you to either remove items, see the complete list that wouldn't appear in the previous screen, and if you may want to remove an item because you've only downloaded for a product that you don't really want to update frequently or probably won't need to update for quite some time, you can remove that item so that your other prominent releases stay in the list at the top.
Okay, thanks, Oscar. Great presentation so far. Let's take a moment and review our second polling question results. So it looks like overwhelming response for using search to find the software that you need. Let's visit our third polling question. Regarding the personalization features that Oscar has just talked about, were you aware of these personalization features? I was aware of these features but don't really use them. I was aware of these features and use them often. Or I was not aware of these features. Please take a moment and answer these questions. Okay, let's head back to Oscar.
Okay, so the next section I'm going to cover is what's coming up and what's new. So in this last section, I wanted to cover that you'll see a screen that looks very similar to other areas of our site today. If you go to any of the other tasks within support, what we're doing is we're standardizing our navigation across the complete support platform in Product Nav. You'll see the main download page will adopt the same navigation, and the navigation will have all your products and all the additional hardware just as you saw before, like the SOUP 720 line card and the example shown earlier. You will also be able to take advantage of the, one second. Alright. You will also be able to take advantage of the Product Find application, or Product Find search. This is a little bit different from when I talked about combining search and nav before, as this will provide an added benefit in the current search, in the current navigation. You have to select a category first to use the find capability within that area. This will allow you to use the Product Find across all of the categories, whether it's a series that you're looking for, a model, or a line card. So this will give you an added benefit if you don't know exactly where to find the product within our navigation structure. You will also be able to take advantage of the additional personalized features that we've added to the navigation. So if you're not familiar with them today, we have most recently used products that will be saved to your profile. And so if you return and you select this, it will show the products that you've selected in the past. And you're also able to save devices in your profile as well. This typically saves your hardware and software information so that when you return, it will have that information stored in our system. So those are features that aren't in the software space today, but are on the other tasks that you can do within support. In addition, you'll be able to access the download cart directly. So if you saved images in your cart, you didn't complete the downloads in your cart before, you can quickly come back to the software download task, select the cart, and resume the downloads at any time that you may have canceled or saved. We'll also be making additions to the image selection page as well. So I'll cover those now. You'll notice a slight difference in the look and feel, and we will add the ability for you to save the products based on the information that you've provided here. So in the personalized features I talked about on the previous screen, we talked about add devices. This first icon that you'll see on the screen will allow you to take the information that's in your breadcrumb here and save that to your navigation for future use. In addition, you'll be able to do this with our support notifications using Cisco Notification. Simply select the icon here, and this will be added to the Cisco Notification service, and saving that information for the product and software that you wish to receive notifications on. At the bottom of the page, you also notice Dashboard Information Resources at the very bottom. This will allow you to quickly access multiple pieces of information to assist you in selecting and downloading software. In the dashboard, you'll see things like field notices, security advisories, known bugs, and other references and documentation. And this will all be based on the product information that you saw before that was on that download page. This will allow you to simply switch between the different things using the radial buttons to either read documents, look at bug information without leaving this page and having to re-navigate the site. And that is the last section of this. So Dan, back to you.
Okay, thanks Oscar.
No problem.
Let's take a look at our third polling question results. It looks like most of you are aware of the features, but are not using them that much. That's great. I appreciate everyone for answering those polling questions. Now it's time to answer some of the questions that you, our viewers, have submitted today. By the way, if you can't stay with us for the discussion, please be sure to click on the evaluation button to let us know how this session met your business needs and expectations. The first 10 listeners to complete the evaluation will receive a $20 Amazon gift card, which is nice. Okay. Let me read the first question to Oscar, and just as a reminder, you can still submit questions at any time during the Q&A session. Here's our first question for Oscar. What's the difference between download now and add to cart?
Okay. The download now capability will take you directly into the download cart and allow you to proceed with your downloads. We put this in for users that want to download one image versus multiples. Instead of having to add an additional click of just having an add to cart button and then requiring them to go up to the download cart itself and select that to proceed. We actually put the download now button so that you can select that and move immediately to the next step.
Okay, great. So move on to our second question. Where can I find software for my Cisco consumer products like Valet or Flip?
Okay. So if you remember back on the Cisco.com page, there was a high-level support flyout that we showed. Within that, you can see that the Valet sites have a little bit different look and feel, and they have their own support areas for those. So you can select Flip or Valet or Linksys from those areas. We also have those same icons and same information on our main support page for you to navigate from if you end up on our support page as well.
Okay, great. Let's move on to our third question. Where can I find release notes for my software?
Okay. The release notes can be located in several areas. You can either go to the support pages for a product, and the release notes will be listed under the general information within the support page for that product. Or within the download area, we actually include the release notes in the top of the page for you to easily select. And in the future, you will see those in the dashboard that we're at, information dashboard that we're adding for you to choose those in the bottom of the page.
Okay, thank you. Here's another question. What browsers are supported by the Software Downloads website?
So we support several browser types. There is, the common standard ones that are supported across the Cisco.com website, which are IE6 and above, your standard Firefox browsers. However, we do extensive testing on the different browsers, whether it's Chrome, the different browsers that are on a lot of new ones that we're seeing is with the Mac has a lot of different variations of Safari and different things. So we are testing all those. Not all of those are certified across the site, but we do test for the most of the browsers that are out there that we can keep up with. There always seem to be new ones popping up that can tend to be a little more challenging, but we try to support as much of the ones that are available that we can. we have seen in the past that there has been some difficulties with things like Opera and other browsers with the download manager and things like Ubuntu browser with the Linux clients and things like that. But for the most part, Firefox and IE are the main supported ones, as well as Google Chrome.
Thanks. That was a good question. Okay, let's move on. How can you differentiate between the different iOS feature sets?
So there's a couple ways to do that. You can either use Software Advisor, which I talked about earlier, which allows you to do hardware and software compatibility. You can go in and take an image name in that tool and paste it in there, and it'll provide you all the feature information for that release. Or you can go into the download screen that I demonstrated earlier and use the View Compare option. Select the different images that you wish to view and compare, and that information will be displayed to you as I talked about earlier.
Okay, moving on to the next question. How can I find the latest software release for my Cisco product?
There's actually a couple ways. So if you've downloaded something in the past for a particular product, you can use the new feature that we've added in the My Cisco area that will show you, new releases based on my previous downloads. However, if you have cleared that information out of your My Cisco and you have if you want to go to the download listing page, all of your releases will be listed for a product on the left-hand side of that screen I showed earlier. At the very top of that, you'll see the latest releases bucket that has all those at the top there for you. And one release of each of the folders below, the latest, will be in that area. If you get creative, you can also use the search and kind of, use a wildcard on the image name to see if there's anything that pops up in the search result for a newer release.
Okay, moving on to our next question. Why do I have to register to download software?
This is something that we get a lot of questions on. So the main reason for that is the export compliance policies that we have. In an enterprise product line, it's required from a government standpoint that you have to track where your software is actually going if it has larger than 56-bit encryption. So for that, we're required by the government and by legal to actually track, and registration allows us to capture the information per that requirement. We do have some software that is more on the small, medium business and commercial side, which doesn't require registration, and you can actually gain access to those on the website as well. The way to differentiate between those is to look at your logged in or non-logged in status, and if you notice that there is a lock icon next to those images without logging in, that will mean that you would need to, at a minimum, at least log in or possibly have a contract to access that software. For the images that don't have a lock icon and you're not in a logged in state, those would be the other images that we have available for non-logged in or non-registered users.
Great, thanks, Oscar. Just want to remind our studio audience you can submit questions at any time. Just type your question in the submit box on the left side, and we will definitely get to your question. All right, and moving on to our next question. Can I save images in my download cart to download at a later time?
Yes. The download cart will retain all your information, and that's one of the benefits actually of logging in. We're able to personalize the download cart and save those images for you if you want to return. The download cart also has other features the download cart in combination with the download manager has other features that say for some reason your connection drops and it doesn't restart for some reason. Your network connection goes down and your file doesn't complete. At any point, once your connection comes back online, whether it's minutes, hours, whatever, you can easily go back into your download cart. Don't have to remember what you had placed in there before, just go back in, select it, continue with the process, proceed, and start your image downloads over again.
Okay, moving on. Why do you have a Java-based and a non-Java-based download manager?
The main reason for that is we've got some organizations that don't allow Java in their networks due to security reasons, and some of our government and military customers do not allow Java into their environments as well. For those users, we do provide both options. The Java option obviously is the one that allows you to select the image location you want to download once and download all your images. Let that run in the background. Don't have to do anything else. Just let it complete. The non-Java option, of course, is a little bit more requires a little bit more attention, where you have to go in and actually select each one of the images that you wish to download and save that to a location that you desire. So the main reason for the difference between the two is because some customers can't use the Java version because they don't have Java installed.
Okay, here's another good question here. Can I get notified if there are any latest releases for my product?
Yes, you can. The latest releases can either be viewed in the software alerts section. As I talked about earlier, if you've downloaded something in the past and you come back to the website, simply select My Cisco, look in the software alerts section. This will tell you latest software releases based on your previous downloads. The other option is to use Cisco Notification Service. You can go in and sign up to receive updates on any new software published, any software updates, whether a release that you are running is retired, that you want to know when it gets removed from the website because it's retired, or if there's been any software advisories or deferrals on a specific release.
Okay, good question. Here's another one. I find the search results in Google to be much better for documents, but I can't find software in Google. Why is that?
So one of the challenges with a lot of information like our bug information and other things is that information doesn't reside in the external enterprise of Google search. And you'll be able to get to general information like our product pages and things that can be crawled. And that's what Google has access to, is to see that information. Our search engine, however, we provide and feed that information to our search, and that's why you're able to use either the software search or our Cisco.com search and use the filter options to narrow down on that software information. But the Google external to Cisco does not have and does not contain the image metadata, the image information like we do in our search.
Hey, good question. Here's another one. Do I need to log in every time I have to download software?
No, you should not have to. Single sign-on is something that's implemented across our site. So whether you go to open up a case in a attack service request tool, or you log in to look at Bug Toolkit, or even come to the software download area, there should be a seamless transition between those tools and the different areas of the site using our single sign-on solution.
Yeah, here's another question. Regarding the feedback generated from users, is there any action taken on that feedback?
Definitely. There's as I called out a couple times in the presentation, we've taken direct feedback from customers, such as the download cart and download manager, where we've got customers that say, I update a voice network, and whenever I come to your site, I need to get local language files, phone files, and several other things that they need. And in the past, they had to go through and select each one, select all of the legal agreements and everything. Now with the download manager and the download cart, they can go through, add all their images, put them in their cart, select download, walk away, and let that finish in the background while they're doing other things. We also look at the data to identify if there's anything that is going on with the site, or if there's issues that we need to address quickly. So the feedback is valued, and we definitely look at that information and use that to try to drive improvements.
Okay, here's another question. Is there a limit to the number of software I can add to my cart?
Right now there currently is. The limit is 25 images that you can add to your cart. It doesn't range in the amount of size of image. It's just basically that's the cap right now is 25 that it allows. So whether the images are small or large or a variation, the number is actually based on is not based on size. It's just there's a limit of 25 at this point.
Okay, thank you to everybody who submitted questions. We do appreciate it. That actually concludes the Q&A portion of today's event. And as I mentioned earlier, please do fill out your evaluations, as the first 10 listeners who do fill out the evaluation will receive a $20 Amazon gift card. If you have additional questions on the Software Download Center, you can log into the Cisco support community using the URL that is shown on the slide, and Oscar will be answering your questions on that community site over the next 2 weeks. So be sure to stop by. There's quite a bit of information there as well. We also hope to see you at Cisco Live this year. Each year, thousands of your colleagues make room in their schedules for Cisco Live. With an agenda packed with world-class education, training, and networking opportunities, it's the one event that can make the biggest difference in your career. Please register right now at www.ciscolive.com. We hope you enjoyed the Cisco Support Community Live Ask the Expert event in Cisco Live and Networkers Virtual, and we encourage you to explore the virtual environment, including the Cisco and partner booths in the World of Solutions, the on-demand technical sessions in the Session Catalog, and the Blog Center. If you have not explored the Cisco Support Community, take a moment to see all this program has to offer at https://supportforums.cisco.com. Thank you to our expert, Oscar, for sharing his expertise with us today.
You're welcome.
And we'd like to thank you all for participating and to have a great day.